Welcome to the So You Missed Church podcast. We are happy to have you here with us today. Happy Monday to you. This is Clint Daly, and I'm hoping that if you went to church this week, you benefited from it. Maybe you got a message that really helped. Maybe it encouraged you. I hope you got something from it. But maybe you missed church this week. Maybe you couldn't go, or maybe you just didn't go. Maybe you didn't even miss it. We're still hoping we can help you get your week started in a positive way. And you know, there's an old joke that goes, so I went to dinner a few weeks ago, and while I was there, my neighbor got offended that I used the word puke at the dinner table. But to me, that's what her cooking tasted like. Hey, it is obviously easy to see why the host might be offended by that remark, but now let me ask you, how easy are you to offend? You know, I think in this modern era, we have raised a generation of people that are easily offended. And it might sound flippant, but people can literally find a number of things to be offended by. Taking offense is rampant on social media, in the workplace, even on the news. And to be fair, everyone can be offended by something at one point or another, right? But today, I want to warn you about being easily offended. You can be offended if someone discusses anything from your diet, to your race, to your habits, to your religion, to your politics, to your financial affluence, and any other millions of things that we can think of to be offended by. And we can tell ourselves, well, I'm only offended by things that really affect me, but let's be honest, we might get offended if Starbucks didn't have soy milk that day. But here is my warning. There are a number of drawbacks to being so easily offended. When we become offended, we typically do two things. Stage one, we get offended. We are presented with an opportunity to be offended by what someone said or by what someone did. Hey, maybe you feel your pulse start to rise. Maybe you feel your face start to flush. Maybe you get that flash of anger in your belly. And then we move to stage two, our reaction. Our choice of whether or not to be offended, and make no mistake, it is a choice. We can choose to be offended, or we can choose to not be offended. But understand this, if you want to have a healthy mind, if you want to truly have a peaceful soul, then you're going to want to choose to not be offended more often than not. Today we go to the Book of Proverbs. And brief side note, maybe you want to read the Bible, you're not quite sure where to start, just go read Proverbs. You'll find real, true, applicable life lessons. But in chapter 12 and verse 15, it says this, fools show their annoyance at once, but the prudent overlook an insult. Oh, they're not done. In chapter 19, verse 11, it says, a person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. Now, let me ask you this. Why in the world does the Book of Proverbs, a book of wisdom, tell us not only to be patient when we feel offended, but also that we are showing prudence and wisdom by overlooking those things we are quick to be offended by? Well, there are a few reasons. One, the problem with being offended by everything is the fact that our offense doesn't really hurt the actual offender. It just hurts us. Like any sort of internal bitterness, it is like drinking poison and hoping the offender will get sick. Here's the problem. They're not going to. You know who is? We are. We might even have the right to be offended. It might be righteous offense. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because we're the only ones that are feeling it. The person who offended us, they don't feel it, and they probably don't care, if we're being honest. So we are once again living in a self-built prison. Lastly, and I swear I hate to keep bringing this up, but I've noticed that the most easily offended people tend to suffer from something that we talk about here on the podcast pretty often, and that is narcissism. Because our offense says, hey, I am above this. I don't deserve this. that statement or that action or whatever, that was beneath me. My ego will not tolerate it. Hey, all roads lead to narcissism. And I hate to keep saying that, but it's absolutely true. And you know how I know it? Because I fight it every single day. Remember this week that fools show their annoyance at once, but the prudent overlook an insult. It just might help you stop swallowing that poison that you meant for someone else. Hey, remember, you can always contact us at youmisschurch@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear what you have to say. Maybe you've got a question, maybe you've got a comment, but we'd love to hear from you. You can follow the podcast on Facebook or at X at YouMissChurch, and you can subscribe to the podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are hosted. Just search You Miss Church. If nothing else, you can find us over on YouTube. Hey, I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I hope that you have a great week.